All right, guys, what's going on? I hope everybody's out there staying high speed and motivated and accomplishing your goals, whatever they may be. Right here behind me, I've got a completely new addition to the Gritty Soldier Gym. It's called the Power Rack from Major Ludi Fitness. I've got my old setup just sitting over there lonely in the corner. Also got a new riding lawnmower, thank God, because it's hot as hell out here, and I'm just done with pushing the mower for the grass. I finally got myself a riding lawnmower. But anyways, this company reached out to me and asked me that if they were to send me out their Power Rack, their complete home gym system, if I'd be willing to give it a shot and give it a review. And full disclosure, guys, they sent me this out for no charge whatsoever. I didn't even pay for shipping. And I get to keep this whole system regardless of how I feel about it. No strings attached. So I mean, of course, I said, yeah, no problem, I'll review your stuff. And so that's what we're gonna do with this video, is we're gonna put this whole Power Rack system to the test, and I'm gonna let you guys know if it's worth your money or not. But I'm gonna do my due diligence here. I'm gonna do right by you guys. I'm not gonna just set it up and play with the cables a little bit, rub on the coating, you know, see if it's something stable or not, or see if I like the way the handles feel. I'm gonna put this system and everything that's attached to it through an entire week of training for myself. And my training right now, my plan is mainly strength-based, so that should work out really well. I'm gonna hit every muscle group, and I'm gonna make sure that every item on this rack is either a go or a no-go, so that you know if it's gonna be worth your time. And I'm gonna be doing it for myself because I need to decide whether I'm gonna keep this system now or if I'm gonna keep my old system, okay? Because I can only keep one or the other. Wife said I had to get rid of the one I don't want to keep. Right off the bat, I'll let you guys know that this is a system that is built, manufactured, and shipped from China. You know, if you're somebody who just has to have everything built, manufactured in the good old USA, and you're willing to pay that price tag, then hey, more power to you. This isn't the system for you. But I will say that so far it does seem like a very sturdy system, and you know, the price tag on this thing seems really hard to beat. So if you're trying to find yourself a home gym system and you just don't want to pay that seriously hefty price tag that you would normally pay with an American-made system, this might be an option for you. Now, I'll tell you, I haven't actually used this system yet at all, okay? I've only just moved it from over there after assembly to over here and just switched it out with my old system, but I'm pretty excited to get started using this thing because I've always wanted to have a cable system of my own in the Gritty Soldier Gym, okay? Like, cables, you can do so much with cables, and I just know that that already is gonna be a game changer. And the cables seem to be pretty strong, so I'm looking forward to put those through the test. Now again, I'm gonna put this thing through a complete week of training. You guys are gonna see a little bit of my training program, and you're gonna be seeing me put this thing through the test, and we'll talk about it as I do so. But real quick, before we get started, I just kind of wanna show you a little bit around the Power Rack just so you can see what you're getting into here. But real quick, I just wanna remind you to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I do plan on pushing out some more reviews here in the future. I've been contacted by a couple other vendors with products that I really am looking forward to reviewing, and I think you guys will appreciate to see. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss those future videos. There's also a whole bunch of other different content on this channel. I don't just do reviews. This is kind of a newer thing for me, but I really do appreciate doing it because I like being able to review these things firsthand and be able to recommend or not recommend these sorts of things to you guys, because I know firsthand how helpful these no shit reviews can be. Also, I do want to say that I was able to score a deal with these guys where if you use the link in the description of this video, follow that link, you'll be able to save $20 off your order of this Power Rack. So if you do decide to get this home gym system, don't forget to follow that link and save yourself some money. So as you can see, it is a standard Power Rack just with a whole bunch more features, okay? So it's pretty sturdy, I'll be honest. It's just as sturdy as my old rack was, and my rack had no problem whatsoever. I put it through plenty of abuse. I feel like it's just as sturdy as the old rack. It's got everything you need for your standard Power Rack. You've got your safety bars, you've got your V-hooks for the barbell, you've got a pull-up bar, which I appreciate. They've got the wide pull-up bar, and then they also have the hammer grip, so you can do different variations of pull-ups up here, and it's attached, which is nice. But then what I'm looking forward to is giving all the different attachments and extras a go, all right? So first of all, obviously I already mentioned it, you've got the cables. You've got one set of cables on each side of the machine. And I'm really looking forward to using those. You can do so much with cables, and they're spread out very nicely. And obviously they move all the way up and they'll go all the way down. On the left side, you've got foot pads, okay? So that's like if you're gonna be doing your seated rows, things like that. And then you've also got a landmine attachment right here that swivels all the way around. And I'm pretty excited about that. I already had a landmine attachment for myself right here. But this is something that you put into your 45-pound plates and had to use it that way. You know, and that, I wouldn't say it was a big deal or a big problem, but this just seems a lot more convenient because it's just attached to your rack already. So I'm excited to use that too. On the side, you have some weight storage. That's something I would say would be nice to have a little bit more weight storage, but to be honest, I haven't checked out their site. I'm sure they have some sort of weights storage bench, or maybe they have some sort of attachment to put more weights on. I don't know, but I guess it's nice that it does come with some sort of weight storage because my other rack didn't come with anything. And then it also comes with these dip bars where you can do different variations at different widths, and they just come right on and off very easily. Like this thing will just come off. And then it also comes with a few attachments to do your cable work. You've got the lat pull down bar, or whatever else you want to use it for, but that's what your main purpose is. And then you've got your landmine V-bar right here as well. And then you've also got a straight bar for the cables right here that you can do, you know, triceps extensions, you know, curls, things like that. And then you also have a whole bunch of safety bars for when you're using your barbell. And that's everything you can expect to get out of the box, all right? So I will tell you already, I'm pretty impressed with the amount of options and equipment that you get for the price of this home gym system. It's definitely a plus so far. But the true test is gonna lie in the abuse that we're gonna put this thing through, right? So let's get started with that. So I received the home gym in 3 large boxes, and then there was a couple smaller boxes with the attachments and the weight plates. Putting it all together, I wouldn't say was hard. It took me, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours. What really tripped me up was the cables. That took me a while to figure out. The wife had to come help at one point. She squared me away. But besides that, not too bad. All right, guys, so we started it off with a chest and tricep day. The program I'm following right now is really focused on just working on 1 to 2, possibly 3 muscle groups at a time per day. So yeah, so today is chest and tris. As you can see, bench press, too easy, no big deal there. I was able to get the hooks up on the front end of the rack, and they held the weight no problem. I'm sure you could throw a whole bunch of weight, even more than all that massive weight that I was throwing up. And then moving the cable systems, I was excited to use this. I would say the cable systems themselves, they're really sturdy. The cables move very fluidly, very smooth. But to actually adjust them up and down, you could see there that I was having a little bit of a hard time. I think it just needs a little bit of grease, or maybe I just need to play with it a little more. Using the landmine attachment was awesome. All right, very easy to get the barbell in there. It fits just right. And this is just a standard Olympic barbell. The locking mechanism works very well. And the fluidity of the landmine attachment is like just awesome. All right, it moves very well. It's very smooth, and you can move it all the way around. And taking it out was easy too. So I had pullovers on the docket today, and I decided to see if I could use the cable system to do my pullovers, because that's something I always want to do in the gyms, but it's just kind of an awkward setup to do, you know, in the middle of a gym. But do it in your garage, you know, it felt great. And I did some tricep pull downs with the straight bar. That felt really good. Again, the cable itself, guys, was excellent. Very smooth, very easy to use. I'm really excited to have the cables now. Dip bars, very easy to set up. I wanted to make sure that I tried the dip bars on the inside portion of the power rack. And then I also set them up on the outside portion just to see if it would shake any more on the outside. And it did. It was a little more shaky on the outside, but you can expect that with any power rack that isn't bolted down. All in all, it performed pretty well. Same thing with the pull-ups. You could see some slight shaking there, but nothing serious. Nothing any more shaky than a standard power rack in somebody's garage if you don't have it bolted down. Got some more cable work going. I was able to do some lat pull downs. Felt great. Really happy I'm able to do that in my garage now. They also sent me out some of these bands to try. So I went ahead and used their most sturdy band to help me with some assisted pull-ups. You can see there I'm just throwing it over one knee. And the bands, I would say, work great. So if you're interested in the bands, they also offer bands. Got some seated rows in. All right, this is also during my my back and bicep day. That felt really good to be able to do in my garage as well. using those pedals down there that come as part of the power rack. And then I went ahead and tested out the landmine attachment and the V-bar attachment to do some low rows. And both of them felt just like they would in any gym that you would go to and do the same thing. Okay, lost the shirt because it was like 100 degrees, all right, so everybody just calmed down. But I wanted to see if I could pull off some leg raises like this, some aggressive leg raises, and not have a whole bunch of shaking going on. And you can see my feet never touched the ground. There was no shaking. Got some bicep curls. I was able to put it all the way down to the lowest level for where the cable would set up. And got some really good bicep pump going on this day. Tested out single arm tricep extensions. That felt really good. The cable, guys, I really can't stress it enough. The cables really are awesome. I'm actually really surprised how good the cables are for an at-home power rack like this. You know, I've never had one myself, but I was still pleasantly surprised with how well they performed. Since it's back and bicep day, I went ahead and did some hammer pull-ups. Again, just testing out the pull-up bar. You can see it was really easy to get the chin over the bar, even with the way the grip was set up. Got your two angles there just so that you can see it yourself. I was able to do some seated tricep extensions as well. The cable did not get in the way of my head there. Almost, but it still gave me enough clearance to be able to pull these off, which was cool. I set up the barbell on the outside portion of the rack just to make sure that it would hold the weight just fine and not get too shaky, and so I could do some overhead presses since it was shoulder day. You can see there's minimal shaking on the entire system as I pick up the weight and put it down. I wanted to test it out with some shoulder shrugs in the same way, drop the weight down on it. You can see there's really no shaking on the power rack. I got you another angle just to make sure you see it. No shaking. Pretty awesome. Got some more cable work done. You can see how the weight on the right side is moving nice and smoothly as I perform the movement. I even got in some cable lateral raises just to see if that would be smooth enough to pull off. It was. I don't traditionally do cable lateral raises, but I just figured, hey, why not? I'll give it a shot. Right here, I'm slipping in the safety bars. Those go in very easily and they come out very easily as well. Getting ready to do some back squats. It's leg day today. There you go, getting in some back squats, and you can see I'm nice and safe and secure inside the power rack there. No doubt those safety bars would have been able to hold the weight if I were to have dropped it. Honestly, I probably should have dropped it just to show you guys and to test it out, but I did not do that. And then I wanted to show off their weight plates as well. I like the way that they manufacture their weight plates. I like it when you have weight plates that have the handle grips like this so that you can do exercises like these. Got in a pretty good leg day this day. Actually, my legs are still pretty sore. Bulgarian split squats will get you, man. Want to show off some traditional landmines. Again, the swivel is excellent. All right, goes side to side, no problem. It's extremely smooth. It doesn't even squeak at you. And then this is something that I really like to do. The squat press-ups is what I'll call it. This is something I like to finish off my leg day with. And man, there's so many angles you guys wouldn't normally see in my garage. Just don't tell my wife that you guys got to see that. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate you guys seeing all the laundry back there. All right, guys, so I hope that going through an entire week of training like that, you were able to see for yourself if this system is the right system for you. I can tell you right now, I feel like I'm super lucky that they sent me this out for free because I am absolutely keeping this system. I've already gotten rid of my old one. Key takeaways on this system, I will tell you that the cables, they are definitely strong enough to hold up the weight, and they are nice and smooth in operation. The overall structure of the system is just what you'd expect from a typical power rack, okay? I mean, it's not bolted down, so it is gonna have a little bit of sway to it, but nothing that's really concerning. It's just the same as the old one that I had. The landmine attachment, I love that thing. I do like that the weights for the cable system are over here in the back, okay? It tucks them away, out of the way. They're not interfering with anything when they're being utilized. I would say maybe if I had to find some negatives, like nothing's really sticking out at me critically right now, but the adjustment on the cables. They could be a little looser, I guess. Maybe I just haven't figured it out yet, but maybe they just need a little bit of grease on there just to make them a little looser and easier to manipulate, but really not a big deal. And also I would say that the storage rack for your weight plates, they could add another one to the other side or just somehow figure out a way to add a little bit more storage, I guess. I mean, that's kind of asking for a lot, you know, not a lot of power racks have that sort of attachment that just come with the rack itself. So I'm not really sure if that's a negative or if it's just a gripe from me. But overall, guys, I mean, I am absolutely keeping this thing and I'm excited to have it and I'm excited to get after it using this system. So the Home Gym System Power Rack from Major Luty Fitness is a thumbs up from Gritty Soldier. Hands down, 100% would recommend. So I hope that review was useful to you guys. Again, don't forget to follow the link in the description if you do decide to get this power rack so you can save yourself 20 bucks on your order. Also, I'll remind you one more time to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We talk about all sorts of things on this channel, not just reviews of products like this, but we talk about fitness, military career enhancement, military hula schools, motivation, all sorts of things that I'm sure you'll find useful to you. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you have anything that you want to say about the review or about the system itself, or maybe you have experience with equipment coming from that company, please drop that in the comments for everybody to see, all right? The more information we have, the better. This whole thing's supposed to be useful to you guys, so I want to make it as useful as possible. Besides that, guys, I've got nothing else for you. I'll see you on the next one.